And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, self-defense, estate sales, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, and we want to engage you. We want to engage with you in an effort to help you win. We want you to save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. And we want you to bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A lot of information available for you there. Links to all of our expert contributors. You can find their contact information, website addresses at consumerqb.com. It's a great website put together by Teo Leonard, the web design ninja, one of our expert contributors, one of our 80-plus show partners that we've assembled, we vetted, we bring on the air to help you understand more about your daily life, things happening in your business, your life, and we want to help you live a better life here. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder, if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. And let's go around the horn now, make our introductions. In studio today, back in studio, Joe Harrison, Harrison Martial Arts. Welcome in, sir.
Thanks for having me again, Brandon. It's great to be on the show. I'm going to have a lot to talk about with the consumers today, and pretty much everybody that wants to learn and understand more about self-defense and how to be safer in today's society with these emerging threats.
Yeah, definitely want to be aware, want to be able to defend yourself, defend your family, and protect the house in some cases.
Absolutely.
So Harrison Martial Arts, Joe Harrison. Also in studio, John Youngblood back in studio. He is representing everything but the house, ebth.com.
Thanks again for having me, Brandon. Excited to get in here and talk a little bit more about EBTH, what we do as far as estate sales go, estate planning. If you have a full house to downsize, there's a death, divorce, something going on in your life, and we can come in and help out. That's what we're all about.
That's right. Yeah, any of those life events that happen, everything but the house has the most advanced model when it comes to working with selling some of your items, even helping you with the donations and the cleanup. So it's a complete turnkey system, ebth.com. Everything but the house. You can also go on their website and purchase a lot of cool things on their website as well. I know my fiance's spent some dollars there on your site.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a good site. Really cool business model. And I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. And we want to help our sellers maximize the profits on the sale of their real estate properties. And speaking of some hot properties here, we got a beautiful property over on Clearwater Beach. You got to check this one out. 1024 Mandalay Avenue in Clearwater. And this is a beautiful home. It's 1024 Mandalay Avenue in Clearwater. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, over 1,800 square feet with a split floor plan located on the north side of Clearwater Beach. And you literally walk across the street and you're on the beaches. So there's a no better opportunity to enjoy the Florida sunshine and get out there and enjoy this great lifestyle that we have here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And that's one of our hot properties. Just reduced as well. We got a reduced price on that, $719, and it's a beautiful property here in lovely Tampa Bay. And as a published author and professional speaker, we'd love for you to check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. And if you heard our shows last week, we did a national launch here. We're in the process of a national launch, partnered up with Ken Shamrock. He's a new business partner of mine, and Des Woodruff and Lindsay. So we're taking this model nationwide. Real excited. We launched the Business Growth Celebrity Academy. So for any business owners, managers, entrepreneurs that want to grow their celebrity, close more business, increase their relationships, and get a lot of cool opportunities through radio show model, we can teach you how to do that. And I want to start off with a little personal development. As a published author, professional speaker, we're going to help you call that audible. Sometimes in life and business, you want to call that audible. So we've got, today we're going to talk about the GOSPA model, GOSPA. So it stands for goals, objectives, strategies, priorities, and actions. So this is a model that I heard from Brian Tracy. Very, very awesome way to think about things. So first of all, you want to slow your thinking down. A lot of times we're so busy, we're pulled in all these different directions. There's so many marketing messages. There's literally hundreds of thousands of messages that we see in a daily basis, whether it's a text, a tweet, Facebook post, update status, RSS feed. So what we want to do is make sure that we take the time to slow our thinking down and develop the habit of slow thinking. And number one, for goals, we want to think about specific, measurable, time-mounted results that we can utilize to achieve sales and income growth goals that we have in our businesses. Objectives. These are the interim goals. You'll achieve these by to reach your overall goal, your larger goal. Think of the objectives as the rungs on the ladder as you're going up the ladder. And a lot of times the goal, you think about it as making sure the ladder's facing the right wall or on the right building before you're going up that ladder. Strategies. These are going to vary depending on the application. There's different types of strategies for each type of business, but make sure you don't get strategies confused with tactics. I learned that at the Business Mastery course with Tony Robbins. A lot of strategies, sometimes business owners are using tactics. They think it's a strategy that's going to lead you down the wrong path. Priorities. These are activities that mean more. They're more important. So your priorities are what you want to think about, and you want to apply for the 80-20 rule. You want to think about Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule to everything. So the top 20% of your actions that are going to relate and lead to 80% of your results. This is what you want to focus on. The number one rule in business is planning. It's to spend time spent planning is the first 10 minutes that you spend in planning, making sure that you have, if you're going to go into a big task or project, make sure you spend the first 10 minutes putting together all the resources, materials, whatever you might need to finish that, and it's going to save you a lot of time with that. So, and then the A for action is what is specific, measurable, time-mounted that you're going to be able to look into and take time to implement these strategies and these. So there's your GOSPA model: goals, objectives, strategies, priorities, and actions. That's the GOSPA model from one of my favorites, Brian Tracy. And so let's go ahead and jump into this content. So, we've got Joe Harrison. We asked Joe back in studio. We have an ongoing epidemic now of violence in our society. We have a situation where we've got young people, and there's a lot of reasons for it. There's a lot of things that we can point at. The video games, the anger, the violence in video games, with movies, with a lot of different scenarios that play out. But we've got another school shooting. We've got this bomber in Texas that's blown up. His fifth device blows up in Texas. So one of the things that we want to do with this show is be different. A lot of the talking heads in the mainstream media, they're going to point out, hey, here's what happened, here's where it was. What we want to do is take it a level deeper and talk to people about how they can live a safer life, a better life, and utilize some of our local business owners here in Tampa Bay, support the local economy. And Joe Harrison back in studio. He's a self-defense expert. So I'd love to get your take on that, Joe.
I'm really just sad right now because I was just on the show, 2 weeks ago, and I said that by the time I come in here again, there's going to be another shooting. Mm-hmm. And then the show before that, I said that again. Right. I think I've said it 3 times, and I've already been on the show now 5 or 6 times for a shooting in a row.
Yeah.
So here's my number one advice for everybody: parents, children, teachers, business owners, every human being. Get safe first. Don't start reading numbers. Don't go into statistics. Don't get yourself fooled by, if it's happening here, not that. No, it's happening enough. It's a frequent enough thing where the first priority is get safe first. How do you get safe? Well, you train. And that, what I mean by train is just like everything else. Everybody has to train to become great at something. Whether it's, whether it's playing a piano or playing a guitar, doing martial arts, doing real estate. There's training behind everything. So if you want to be safer, you got to train to be that way. And the reason why you need to do that is because most people are not trained to be safe. They're trained to hand off their safety to other people.
Right.
Law enforcement, government, things like that, home security systems and all that. So it's outsourced.
Right.
I'm safe because all these things make me safe, but not me.
Yeah.
So your job is to make you safe first. Put it on yourself. It's on your number one priority list right now. If you're safe, that means your kids are safe. If the teachers are safe, that means the kids are safe. You see what I mean?
Sure.
It's like, it's this whole thing. So if everybody's number one priority is their own personal protection and safety, everything else can fall in behind that. You know, then you go do the numbers. Then you crunch the numbers on statistics and all this other stuff, and find solutions for law enforcement to react in much more better response times. The solutions come to those things come later, but the number one thing is that your safety first. Get that out of the way, then start creating solutions after that. But when you're safe first, then it's much easier. So I think I'm kind of repeating myself.
On the training point, let me mention. Let me jump in. We had Brad Lee on the show. His company's worth about $40 or $50 million. He's developed a company called Lightspeed VT, so it's virtual training.
Okay.
So applying that to the business world.
Absolutely.
He works with Damon John. He works with Grant Cardone. On and on. Ed Milet. A lot of these multimillionaires are working with him, and his company is interesting. He's teaching people. He's utilizing the power of the internet and virtual training to take whatever type of product or business they have to a virtual level to train and help them. So he's really cut his carved his niche out in that industry training. But it plays into your whole point of training, whether it's a business or self-defense in this case with Harrison Martial Arts. If you just joined us, Joe Harrison Martial Arts, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And so there, and especially even in real estate, you want to have role playing. You want to role play different scenarios with your agents, as I do as the owner of my company. We're going to role play. So I think hand to hand training, especially when it comes to your self defense, there's nothing more important.
No, not really. I mean, why should there be? Because you're talking about your everyday personal. Nobody wants to die early.
Right.
Nobody wants. I mean, there's the only thing worse than dying is a slow suicide. And what I mean by that is just, overweight, you've got all these problems and you can't breathe, you can't jog in place for more than 2 seconds without having a heart attack. I mean, so death is not the worst thing. It's misery and suffering. That's worse than death. Yeah. But aside from that,
there's a country song in there somewhere too. There's a Kenny Chesney. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to go now. I think
that's it, right? So that would be my biggest piece of advice: is start training to get safe now, and keep in mind that there are branches of self-defense. It's not just physical. It's not just learning how to put your hands up or learning how to do physical self-defense. There's other branches too. Yeah.
So when we come back, we're gonna jump into more of those actual sets. I'd love to have Joe break down a little bit more about the flexible weapons,
absolutely
sharp, knives, guns, hand to hand. There's different ways that you can train with Joe. He's got an awesome studio over in Clearwater, Harrison Martial Arts, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also coming up, John Youngblood, representing EBTH, Everything But the House, a very advanced estate sale company, and you want to hear more about that. And stay with us here. We also have our feel-good story of the week. So this company recycling cigarette butts into useful things. Find out what this company did when you come back here. The Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Consumer Quarterback Show, giving a shout out to our restaurant partner, Brio Tuscan Grill. If you have not tried Brio Tuscan Grill, you've got to go check it out. They've got a new reason for you to go in there as well. If you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show right now, all you have to do is mention the Consumer Quarterback Show next time you visit Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get a free appetizer. So they're hooking us up with the free appetizer. All the fans of the Consumer Quarterback Show, just go and mention the Consumer Quarterback Show. And Brio Tuscan Grill is at 2223 North West Shore Boulevard, International Plaza, right there at the mall. Go check them out. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And now they're going to offer you that free appetizer in addition to that free water with lemon they've always been hooking you up with. So stay with us. So we're having some fun. So what we got here is a beautiful property in Tampa. We got 9825 Wilski Boulevard, Tampa. Now, this is a $1.5 million listing, and it's a beautiful property, over 5,500 square feet, a $1.5 million listing that I have here in Tampa. Check out the beautiful photography done by Fabre Frameworks, 9825 Wilski Boulevard, and go to PlatinumMVPRealty.com. You can check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPRealty.com. This is an ultra-modern property in Tampa and on Wilski Boulevard, right outside of West Chase. So it's such a unique property that you're in the city, you're in kind of the suburban area, the West Chase area, and you still are very close to downtown Tampa and all that has to offer. So another beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. All right, so in studio today, Joe Harrison, Harrison Martial Arts, John Youngblood, EBTH, everything but the house, estate sales expert. We got Harrison here in studio, who is a self-defense expert. So, one of the headlines here that we have, it says, race against time to find bomber as fifth device blows up in Texas. So this is a package that blew up the FedEx distribution center in San Antonio. Officials said the FBI is investigating whether it was linked to a series of 4 homemade bombs that hit Texas capital of Austin earlier this month. Officials did not say the latest incident. So on and on. So here we go, another incident that we had, Joe.
It's terrible. What? I mean, I was just saying this on the last show. People continue to say we need more good people in the world, and I continue to say no, we don't. Because we have enough good people in the world. The bad guys never outnumber us. Almost never they outnumber us. It's 1 shooter for a whole school, or 2 shooters for a whole school, or 1 bomber, or whatever. There's more than enough good people, but there's not enough good people that care.
Or take action.
So So that's the problem, is that there's a lot of good people, but they just turn their eye.
What was it to that point? What was that thing that happened in New York a couple years back? Remember, there was like a fight or even a rape going on in the park, and everybody just watched it.
Right? Yeah, exactly. What? So it's like, well, so that's my rebuttal to the whole. We need more good people in the world. So we need more good people that care and that are trained.
Yeah.
We need more good people that are a threat to these bad guys. If more good people were a trained threat to all these individuals, that would drastically force these bad guys to have to change their strategies. And I'm going to talk about that. Strategies versus tactics. It's very simple. Strategies is the plan of what you're going to do.
Yep.
Tactics is how you carry it out. That's the big difference.
Yeah.
These guys that do these bombings and shootings, their strategies are better than our tactics. So because when they finally follow through with their strategy, they don't need that great of a tactic. They just do it. But our tactics are so far behind because their strategies were in planning for like a year.
It's so hard, too. I mean, if it's a sniper, for example, I mean, they sit up on a hill. They're cowards, They're like cowards. They're going to sit up on a hill or top of a building, start picking people off. So how do you defend against those types of things?
Let me give you an idea on that type of scenario right there. Yeah. What building did he go into, and who was securing that building? Because if there was no security, well, that's the big hole. If there was nobody securing him from going to the top and shooting like that, well, that's the big hole. That's an obvious hole. And so you've solved that problem. You put security there. You put, cameras there. You do whatever it takes. If you're not willing to make the uncomfortable choices to be safe, then that's a huge opportunity for people like that to be able to get away with stuff like this. Same thing with the school system. One of our other guests on the show last week, she mentioned that, look, you're going to have a hard time getting parents to jump on board with those types of conversations. I'm like, well, unfortunately, these guys the bad guys are willing to make uncomfortable choices to get the job done we have to make uncomfortable choices to prevent it. So, and that's just the truth. Now, let me go into this next part. What I basically specialize in is something called the emergency tactical function, and it's part of the executive cognitive function of the brain. So, my training directly helps to train that function of the brain, meaning your ability to identify a threat, or what they call threat discrimination. Now, once you have trained once your threat discrimination ability is trained, you can pick up things a lot faster. People that are walking around in public that might be carrying, people that are walking around in public that might have a violent behavioral attitude about them, just different things like that, where your eyes are trained to pick up on much more threatening behaviors.
Yeah,
if you can
body
pick up
language.
if you can pick up on threatening behaviors, body language, verbal language and things like that, attitudes. Oh shoot, you could prevent who knows how many things, but a lot of people, but you have to care. You have to be the good person who cares first, and then you have to get the training,
right?
Which means you might have to change certain things about your life to have that training. And that's where we're stuck. People don't want to change their daily, weekly, and monthly lives to have to go out of their way to be trained to pick up on these things.
Creatures of habit.
Yeah, exactly.
We're creatures of habit.
And, and so that's what gives the good guys a much better playing card than us, because we're not proactive in that. Like you had the law enforcement deputy or sheriff, or who was it a few weeks ago? You had the lady that she called in, and she was a call-in.
Oh yeah, that was the city police. They represented the city police, right?
And she said you have to be vigilant. Even she's telling people you got to be vigilant. You're going to have to be proactive about it. But as long as we're not willing to be vigilant, proactive, and trained, well, shoot, these guys are going to come out anywhere, and they're going to come out in broad daylight.
So what's the line between vigilant and vigilante?
Well, you know what? I usually try to tell people, look, that's something that comes after. If you have to take action to prevent, the death of yourself or other people, that's something you'll have to figure out later. If you have to take a life to save lives, if you had to do that from a vigilante standpoint, well, vigilante is like, well, I'm going to go and I'm not going to obey the law, period, to get this done. But being vigilant means I'm going to do whatever it takes within the law first to prevent this. And then vigilante is, obviously I'm going to go outside of the law to take care of this, so.
So a couple minutes left in this segment.
Sure,
what I wanted to do is, before the break, we kind of teased the different types. You got the flexible weapons, you got knives, hand to hand, and you got guns.
That's right. Flexible weapons, impact weapons, which would be like a stick or a bat. You have edge weapons, which is anything sharp. You have flexible weapons, which could be your clothing, a scarf, a tie, a women's purse, or anything like that. Those are flexible weapons. You have projectile weapons, which would be like a bow and arrow or a throwing knife or something like that, a rock. You have chemical weapons, of course. You have psychological weapons. You have emotional weapons. It doesn't take much in today's society to push somebody over the edge. So that's a psychological.
The flex weapon too is interesting, because I was having this conversation with Ken Shamrock as we're running around to different meetings and radio appearances. He was talking about the gi that Hoist Gracie wore.
Absolutely, right.
That's a blatant unfair advantage for somebody to wear a gi,
right,
versus somebody who they made him take off his boots back then.
Yeah, and just before we came here, like an hour before we came here, I was doing jiu-jitsu and a private lesson with a client of mine, with Casey, and I was teaching them how to use the gi to their advantage, to choke, to hold, to manipulate, to whatever. A lot of people don't realize that they have so many weapons available to them, but you have to go train that.
Yeah, you got to learn.
You got to learn how to do that. And what if you happen to run into somebody somewhere and you notice that they have a weapon or a gun? You get into an altercation with them, and you know how to use these weapons against them to prevent them from drawing that weapon.
Yeah,
and you end up solving the problem because you're trained to solve it. But
that's true.
So that's what I usually try to promote to people is be interested in your own self training and protection first, and then everything else falls out second to that.
Yeah, training is key, and we got the shooter wounds. 2 students at Maryland School, armed officers attack, critically shot and critically wounded 2 fellow students at Maryland High School Tuesday morning before exchanging fire. Campus security officer who ended the attack by wounding the shooter. So there's so many things. You look at these different scenarios that play out. Common sense is just not too common in a lot of cases, especially with our political system.
No,
it seems like that. We were talking about this. The monies that was spent. Were they spent properly? Were they not? That's
right. And now that's a whole other issue. Is where are they putting the money? Who's spending the money? How are they spending the money? How long is it going to take to spend that money? So there's a lot of things.
All right, Joe Harrison Martial Arts. More from Joe in our lightning round, and also coming up, we've got John Youngblood, EBTH.com, everything but the house. So I'm going to help you sell the house. I'm the real estate agent on the team here, and then John's going to come in. He's going to sell everything else but the house. That's right, and he'll also help with the donations. His company's great, nationwide company, and find out more about EBTH when we come back here. And also, interesting story: company recycles cigarette butts into useful things. Find out what this company's doing, and more from our expert contributors. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Trisha up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, here we are back in studio, Consumer Quarterback Show. Thanks for sticking with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, our premium sponsor, Platinum MVP Realty. Still looking for that bilingual, that Spanish real estate agent. If you know of anybody out there, we need a real estate agent on our team that speaks Spanish and is bilingual. And we're also looking for inventory right now. Of course, there's a lack of inventory in the marketplace. So PlatinumMVPRealty.com, our website, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. You can do a comparable market analysis there. You can search all MLS properties as well. And ConsumerQB.com for our radio show partners. All of our partners are at ConsumerQB.com. And, of course, you can reach out on our hotline at 813-670-7372. 813-670-7372. And I want to give a big shout out to Mary Maids. Our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Mary Maids. Relax, it's done. Welcome to your clean home. Let Mary Maids do your cleaning. And they have a great crew. They're bonded, insured, customized cleaning services available. And they are the recipients of the Women's Choice Award. America's most recommended cleaning services is Mary Maids, our official cleaning partner. And let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get a discount of sorts with Mary Maids, and they do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. We really appreciate them. We'd love for you to reach out. You know, a clean home is going to make you feel better. It's going to, create that ambience in your home, ambiance. And if you're a busy business owner like myself, shouldn't be cleaning your house yourself. Focus on the Pareto principle. Let somebody else do that. You focus on growing your business and making more money. All right, back here in studio, Joe Harrison, Harrison Martial Arts, and we're going to talk with John Youngblood here, EBTH, everything but the house. So, John, I always, whenever you come on the show, I compliment the business model. It's just a smarter way, the old traditional way of estate sales, putting signs out in the ground, dragging 20, 30, 40 people through your home on the weekends. That's not casting as big a net. With your model, you're throwing a much larger net, worldwide web out there. You're pulling in a larger buyer pool, and with that comes greater reward for the sellers.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things. It's an antiquated business when you look at it. And really what our two co-founders, when they started the company back in 2008, was how do we reach everyone in this world? You have stuff to sell in Cincinnati, Ohio, Tampa, Florida, Los Angeles, California. How does someone across the country, across the world get access to it? And ultimately, for the sellers, that's maximizing their profits, their revenue off of their items, and that's what we want to do. We want to get those sellers the most, and on the buyer side, we want to offer it up so your fiance can buy something from a sale in LA that otherwise she wouldn't have seen before.
That's right. And another major point when you think about this, if you're a homeowner and you're thinking, I do have a lot of stuff, I'd love to talk to them. They got local reps here in Tampa Bay. They can come out and sit down with you. And one of the best parts that, in my opinion as well, is a lot of times people don't know what they have. So you guys have a solution for that as well.
Absolutely. So it all starts with a consultation. Like you said, we have 3 sales specialists that are out in the area, in the greater Tampa Bay area. And we go beyond there too. If you're in Sarasota, Fort Myers, Naples, we just did a sale out in West Palm.
Yep.
Give us a call. We'll come out there. We'll take a look at the property and the contents to make sure that the partnership works for both parties. We want to make sure that we can do the best with the items that you have and ultimately maximize things. But once our team comes in there, they search. They're going through closets. They're going through drawers. They're trying to find that hidden gem.
Yeah.
That's not just going to be great to post on our website, but maybe something you didn't know you had that you have.
Right. Yeah, that's and the ability to take what somebody had in the past is we've heard this story. They thought it was costume jewelry, ended up being an actual piece that's worth a lot of money.
Exactly.
I mean, you have that type of ability to be able to appraise each item.
Yeah, and we don't do a full appraisal, but what we do is with jewelry, especially, we have over 60 certified graduate gemologists, GIA certified gemologists up in our warehouse in Cincinnati. They look at every piece of jewelry that comes through.
Yeah.
So we've had those where someone's got a bag literally labeled costume jewelry, and we go through it to find that real ruby or real sapphire ring that sells for $52,000.
Nice.
Yeah, man, make some more money. Make a lot of money in those scenarios when you look at that. And so, you know, the business models advance. It's a way that you can make more money through selling. And then it's also a great place to shop. People can go on ebth.com. Describe the bidding process. It starts out at $5.
Starts out at $1. Everything starts at $1. And from a selling side, you get a little nervous. You put a $100,000 ring online. You say, hey, what if it sells for $1?
Yeah.
It's not going to sell for $1. What we want to do is we have 1.5 million bidders across the world.
Mm-hmm.
We want to engage them.
Right.
We want them to start bidding to think, I may have a chance at that $100,000 piece of jewelry. When you put a reserve on things, it probably eliminates most of us in the room. We just don't have that kind of money, or it sets a ceiling for what that piece is worth.
Right.
We don't want to do that. We want to engage everyone. So everything starts at $1. The other nice feature about our website is we don't have any buyer's premiums. A lot of auction sites have a buyer's premium. So if you purchase something, they're going to tack on 15, 18, 20% to your total bill. That doesn't go to the seller. It goes to the company.
Yep.
And the buyers are smart. They will spend 20% less than they normally would on an item because they know at the end of the day they're going to have to pay that buyer's premium.
Good point. Yeah, from other industries, you know, you look at that, you see that. By the way, if you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here. We're talking with John Youngblood from EBTH, Everything But the House, an estate sale company. He's an estate sale expert here in the Tampa Bay market and can help you with, life events happen, death, divorce, bankruptcies, downsizing, upsizing, whatever it might be. So this is an opportunity for you to reach out and find out more about this advanced business model for estate sales. So when you think about estate sales, and so let's go to the other traditional, in real estate, we sometimes hear of these real estate auctions. And then, one of the memories I have growing up is I would like to go with my dad. He would take us to some of these auctions where they would get, all types of different things. You'd find all types of furnitures, any type of knickknacks, antiques. Whenever they would find, I guess I'm not sure how they actually procure those, but we would go to those and it'd be interesting. People would be selling, old albums or just different types of things. So I always wondered, how did that work? How do they get those different items to sell?
Yeah, and a lot of people, they collect over the years, or and we always ask people, hey, give us a chance, give us an opportunity to walk your home, see what you have in there. There's a lot of options, especially in the Tampa Bay area. There's competitors of ours that will do traditional estates where, you said it, they stick a sign at the end of the street and run it for the weekend and see who comes in. There are buyouts. Someone will come in there and they may offer you what sounds attractive. I'll give you $10,000 for the contents of your home. Mm-hmm. And it may be a good deal, but most likely it's not, because they're going to turn around and flip it. They're not selling it to break even. They're not buying it to break even.
Yeah.
Let us come in there. Let us take a look. Don't donate stuff either. Wait, let us get in there. Our service, we're full service. We will coordinate donations. We'll coordinate trash removal. We have a partnership with a company that does junk removal. We'll coordinate that all for you. You don't have to do anything. So to your point, death, divorce, downsize, 3 terrible D's.
Yep.
It's not a fun time in anyone's life. Hopefully you don't go through some of them, but death is inevitable, and especially if it's a family member, it's stressful. You don't want to deal with the contents of your house. You don't want to have to put stuff on eBay or Craigslist or Facebook. It's let us come in, let us do everything for you. And ultimately we'll maximize your profits.
Yeah, maximize the profits, make it easy for them. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's a great way to look at those types of scenarios. I like the fact that it's a turnkey solution, making it simple, especially some of the elderly. I imagine a large base of your client is elderly, so you come in and make it really simple for them.
Yeah, we do. And a lot of elderly families live out of town.
Right.
So if they're transitioning to the next stage of their life where they're going into assisted living, the families are from a different state. They're from New England or Chicago or wherever. They don't want to have to come down here and then try to figure out what to do with everything.
Right.
Our team comes in. We're typically in the home between 2 and 5 days, and everything is gone.
Wow.
And we get in there pretty quick and knock it out for them, so they don't have to worry about it. It's if they want to be there for the process, again, they can come down for a week and oversee things. But we get in and out and make it sufficient, make sure it's profitable.
And you have a local distribution site now, or warehouse.
Yep, we have a small warehouse, which is mainly reserved for consignment sales.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a seller that you don't have a full estate, you may have 15 pieces, but you want to get rid of them, you want to downsize, you want to clear some of the clutter of your house, give us a call as well. We have a warehouse. It's near Hard Rock. You can drop off your your items there at the warehouse, and then we put them in a consignment sale with other consigners. So there could be 20 other people's items in one sale, but we try to make sure that they're very interesting as well. It has a good mixture of jewelry, art, collectibles, antiques.
Nice. Yeah, that makes it easy.
Yeah.
That makes it easy for them. So everything but the house, ebth.com, consumerqb.com, and you can definitely, save money and find some cool buys online as well. Let's talk about what's some of the most interesting stuff that you've seen sell.
Oh, geez. We've literally had everything. I think last time I was on the show, we had an airplane that was up for bid.
Wow.
That did sell. One that's going up for bid here soon is it's an Asian tapestry, a vintage Asian tapestry, which the seller, her grandfather got it when he was in the war. She didn't really know what it was. We started really peeling back the onion, found out it's from the Imperial era.
Wow.
It's a very, very special piece. That should be going live here in the next couple weeks. But we find everything. You open those drawers up and you find that Babe Ruth baseball stuck in a gentleman's sock that he never told his wife about.
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's
fun.
pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so when we come back, more from our expert contributors. We've got Joe Harrison Martial Arts, John Youngblood here in studio, EBTH, everything but the house estate sales. And we're going to have our lightning round. We're going to have some parting words of advice from our expert contributors. And we're going to talk about this interesting story here as well. Company recycles cigarette butts into useful things. Find out more about that. And in yesterday's show, we talked about how one of the shoe companies was using plastic from the oceans and turning them into shoes. So some pretty cool things that people can do, entrepreneurs can do to solve some of our world issues that we have. So Consumer Quarterback Show, stay with us here. We'll be right back after a short break.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. The Real...
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978. Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. We would love to talk to you if you'd like a free comparable market analysis, basically the same thing you pay $500 for an appraisal. We'll give it to you for free. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. Just give us a call or a text on our hotline, 813-670-7372. You can call or text 813-670-7372. And we want to give a shout out to Chef Will Wagner, Healthy Meal Delivery Service. Chef Will and his team conveniently deliver organic meals to your home or office. We're talking paleo, ketogenic, vegan, and gluten-free kids menus available. Chef Will Wagner, he's my chef, and he can be your family chef too. And I love it. Every Monday rolls around, he drops off these great meals to my home, and we have a great food for the week. And I warm it up. Even my daughter eats it sometimes. You know how kids can be so picky, but it's a healthy lifestyle and the ability to control what you're putting into your body. Organic foods, so important these days. With you're hearing stories about the oceans. Even fish that we eat, they're finding plastics in people's bodies. So, reach out to Chef Will Wagner. He's got a great business running here in Tampa Bay, and let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. You're going to have a nice discount there as well. So you can reach out at consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com. That's our consumer advocate hotline. We want to help you with that as well. All right, so we got our feel-good story of the week. Every week we want to tell you something good and go against the grain of the often negative mainstream media. So today's story is an interesting one.
Tell me something good.
All right, so this company recycles cigarette butts into useful things, and if you have ever mourned the number of cigarette butts literally littering your local streets, take heart. They can actually be used as a resource to produce new products, and you can get involved. TerraCycle is a New Jersey-based firm that has been doing great things for over 10 years, specializing in recycling the unrecyclable, using plastic packaging, diapers, and cigarette butts. The company has partnered with businesses, cities, and consumers around the world to collect filters so they can be upcycled into something useful. Instead of throwing butts into the trash can, after which they can end up in landfills, TerraCycle distributes designated cigarette receptacles for smokers to trash the butts. Once the butts are replaced or put in the receptacles, the filters, which are made of a tougher kind of plastic material called cellulose acetate, can be melted down and used for things like park benches and shipping pallets. So it's an interesting, model. I see all the time when I'm driving down the road, they'll finish smoking their cigarette and just throw it out the window. I hate that. I hate when they do that. But so the recycling process can be expensive. It talks about how it's an additive incentive for the program, $1 to keep America beautiful cigarette litter prevention program for every pound of cigarette butts they receive. And since the company launched in 2012, more than 90 million cigarette butts have been collected from over 12,000 locations around the world. Pretty cool.
Wow, that's
Pretty
nice.
cool. And then those shipping pallets can be turned into a tiny home.
Right.
Yeah.
You can sell it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
There you go. We got the full full circle there.
full circle.
Yeah, that's right. We think about some of the world challenges: hunger, arable land, food supply, the oceans, and you just got to think that entrepreneurs will be able to figure it out. The fresh water supply, desalinization. So entrepreneurs, business owners. You got Elon Musk trying to go to Mars, and and so there's so many cool things that entrepreneurs can do. The power of ingenuity, the ability to fix these issues that we have in the world. So let's go into our lightning round. So lightning round is going to be top tips, nuggets of advice, words of wisdom from our expert contributors here.
The lightning round. I am so good at
The lightning round. So Joe Harrison Martial Arts, John Youngblood, EBTH. So let's go around the horn here. Some nuggets of advice, words of wisdom.
Well, I've got a seminar coming up with my instructor from Michigan. He's going to be coming down on April 7th. So I invite everybody to that. Go on the website, check it out. It's going to be a seminar about Bruce Lee's martial art called Jeet Kune Do, which actually it isn't a martial art, but it's easy to say that.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn more about self-defense and how to just get to the point and learn how to protect yourself, I encourage everybody to come to that. My new book coming out called Truth, Lies, and the Amazing Benefits of Martial Arts. That'll be coming out hopefully sometime next year.
Congrats.
And
Awesome.
other than that, it's going to be my best advice, nuggets of advice is going to be once again, same advice as I always have. Get involved in your own personal protection first. Protect your loved ones, protect yourself. Get that out of the way first, then start solving all the other problems. Make sure you're safe first, and then solve everything else after that.
Yeah.
People only protect what is important to them in proportion to how much they've invested.
Right.
So, if I spill a drink on your pants versus keying your car, that's you're going to be a little bit more upset about the keying your car. But if your car is like a 1970 and it's a beat up clunker, it's got 300,000 miles on it, but the pants you're wearing are like $300 pants. Well, you might be more upset about ruining the pants. So
Yeah.
we protect what is important to us in proportion to how much we've invested.
How much you've invested.
Right.
Got it. When's the seminar, Joe? So April 7th?
Saturday, April 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's on the website, harrisonmartialarts.com. Check it out. And come by and see us. And my business is going to be at the end of May. After the end of May, we're going to be a traveling business, so we're going to go out and be able to reach more people and teach them about self-defense intelligence, self-defense, physical self-defense, emotional self-defense, you name it. Everything that has to do with protecting yourself monetarily, emotionally, physically, mentally, all of it. This is going to be a huge program for a lot of people to benefit from.
Cool. All right. John Youngblood, estate sales expert, nuggets of advice, words of wisdom.
Yeah, for sellers, don't throw it out. Don't donate it. Don't put it on Craigslist. Don't put it on eBay. Give us a call first. Let us come see what you have. Let us really take a look at the items and search our website too, ebth.com. We've probably what you have in your house, we've probably sold 100 times over already over the past 10 years. So there's history of what our bidders are willing to pay and what the true market value is of the items that you have. From a buying perspective, get on there. There's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of fun stuff to. No matter what you're into, if it's Star Wars collectibles or art or antiques or vehicles, we have them on our website. Check them out. Everything starts at $1.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's an advanced model, ebth.com. Selling or buying, check out ebth.com. So I'll drop a nugget here talking about Napoleon Hill. He talks about creative thinking versus mechanical thinking. The imagination is literally the workshop where are fashioned all plans that have created man's best results. So you think about the creative thinkers rule the world. One of the most important things you can do. I was watching an interesting video today with Kevin Harrington, how he talks about being creative and curious. And the way that he started his information business was back in the day where he noticed that some of the TV stations had dead airtime. The green or the radio, the rainbow looking lines on the screen, and he approached the Discovery Channel, I think it was, and said, hey, what are you doing with that time that you're not using? There was like 6 hours of airtime that were not being used, and that was kind of the invention and the birth of the infomercial where they going on TV, and he partnered up with Tony Little, Jack LaLanne, the Juicers. Right. So be curious, have curiosity in your life, and you never know where that's going to lead you. So let's do another round here. So top tips, nuggets of advice, Joe Harrison.
Yeah. If you're more interested in about what we teach and what we have to offer for the general public, for professionals, school teachers, you name it, anybody that's looking to try to be a lot more safer and more prepared, just get a hold of me. Email me, go to the website. I'll tell you everything you need to know and want to know, and everything that's going to help you just be in a much better position of safety than what we're dealing with today. Because today it's a different era, it's a different time. There's new threats and old strategies, so we got to update our strategies, which means we can update our tactics, which means it's less likely that these things can happen because our strategies and tactics are much more updated in terms of what we're dealing with.
And it's not just men; it's women as well. Casey's in studio here, and she's got some mad skills when it comes to utilizing the flexible weapons. I've seen her in action.
Oh yeah,
so she does. Women maybe more so. Than men need it.
Oh yeah, when it comes to a lot of different martial arts and self-defense training, I train more with women than I do with men because they're just better at it.
Yeah.
They're a lot, and especially when it comes to jiu-jitsu, they're just really flexible. They're very good. They're very patient. They're very strategic. They're very good at it. So
and
in
they're
a lot
arguably
of ways,
more of a target as well.
Yes, exactly. Very much
with,
so.
With the the difference in genders there.
That's right. That's right.
So, all right, we got about a minute left, John. Nuggets of advice, words of wisdom.
Real quick, outside of estate sellers, if you're a business owner, you own a jewelry store, a consignment shop, an art gallery, we can sell for you as well. We have a lot of business-to-business clients that we use. Brick and mortar, we're talking about, as things are kind of going by the wayside, brick and mortar, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
We have a different bidder base that may not know about your shop in Tampa that they may be up in Wisconsin or Maine or wherever. We can sell for you as well. We don't disclose the business, but we can put your items online and run a sale a month, 10 sales a month, however many you want to do to get rid of excess inventory.
Yeah, good point. A lot of those businesses, they have great markup anyways. So by the time they pay the fee to have it sold, it's going to be still a good deal for them. They're going to make profit. They're going to make money, and they're not going to have as much overhead. Maybe they have a certain overflow scenario. So that's a good point. Businesses may be going out of business. There's all types of reasons. We want you reaching out to John Youngblood, representing everything but the house, ebth.com. And I want to thank Joe Harrison as well for coming in the studio today. Harrison Martial Arts, thanks John Youngblood as well, our producers, our team, everybody coming together, putting this show together. WeBeam TV as well. Shout out to WeBeam TV. 10 a.m. daily. You can catch our show on WeBeam TV, our TV show version as well. And we're 5 o'clock drive time, 1380 The Biz, the Wall Street Business Network on the weekends, FM 102.5 The Bone, Sunday mornings as well, 7 a.m. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. And I was giving away food last night, and it was just so rewarding to have my daughter sitting next to me, and the gentleman said, "Oh, thank you so much." I gave him a couple bags of food, and he said, "Man, thank you so much. I'm just down, and I'm down on my luck right now, and this really helps." So be a force for good. Show the youth what you can do through simple things. Food that you might just throw away, carry it with you to and from your commute. Hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.